Hello and welcome back, and today I'm going to be doing my first Trojan World 5 video. It's been a while since I've done any of these, mainly due to work and other considerations, but now there's a new release out, it seemed like a good time to do some more. Anyway, so today we're going to do the West Coast Main Line, and it's going to be from London Euston to Tring on 2 Tango 11 using class 350. I've got the custom weather on because the dynamic weather often ends up in fog and cloud, and it kind of sort of spoils it a little bit. So anyway, let's get started. So first things to do is get these safety systems on, if I can find them. There we go. Be interesting to see if there's any lag at all. There we go. And I think it's was there a fuse on any of these ones? No, I think that was on the other one. Okay, let's sit down, key in, and put the reverser into forward. Actually, we'll put it into neutral. We don't want it in forward while we're setting up. So we'll unlock the doors. We'll set the lights up. Which I believe that's the instrument lights. We'll put those on, and we'll do the. Where's the lights? Oh, the one next to it here. There we go. So daytime. There we go. So we've got to wait to 34, so only a few seconds. So let's look at Euston Station. It's a station I know quite well from my youth. I lived along this line in Hemel Hempstead, which will stop on our way. I've not been to Euston itself for a few years. It's not my favourite station. It's very dark and gloomy at platform level, and the architecture is of that sort of 60s sort of brutalist type. Yeah, it's not very attractive as a station, I'm afraid, Euston. It's more functional than anything else. But I'll shut the doors and we can get out there. It seems very bright in this cab for some reason. I'm not sure. I've noticed if I turn away, it darkens, and if I look back, it gets bright again. I'm not sure what that's all about. Anyway, so we'll stick the reverser into forward, and we'll go. It's at 25 miles an hour out of here. Interesting to see that the GSMR, and you can't really see it here, the I think it's set up with the correct head code, so that's good. Right, let's make sure we don't speed out of here. I'm not sure what C means on this route. Let's have a look outside. It's quite a nice job of modelling Euston. Probably a little bit quieter than I would imagine it to be, but nevertheless, it's not bad, as I haven't been on the routes out of here for quite a long time, so I'm not sure how accurate it is. So I know there've been quite a few comments on the release, amongst other things, about the stutter on this route caused by, I don't know, latency issues, maybe with the number of trains. I'm not sure, but I've not had it myself yet. I'm playing this on a PS5, and it's been okay so far. I have driven the Pendolino, that's been alright, and the 377 on this route. and I quite enjoy it. It's not a bad route at all. It's off there. I know there was some sort of disappointment that it only went to Milton Keynes, so it's not particularly long route, particularly in a high-speed train like a Pendolino. You're there pretty quickly. On the stopping services, it's obviously the routes are about an hour or so. I think most of the stopping services, which I think is a good. It's long enough actually. I find for a stopping service, much more than an hour. It's a bit too long for my liking. Although everybody's got their own view on it. So look outside. Okay, we're up to 50, but obviously we've got a 40 coming up ahead, so there's a little point in speeding up and to be slowed back down again. So far, I've played a little bit of the German routes. I better put a bit of brake on here because it's quite a grade, you know. I'm speeding already. Let's try and get the brake on and go back out now. Yeah, I've only really played this route. I'm not a massive fan of the American routes, so I've not really played that yet. I might give it a try, but I'll be honest, I'm not that bothered. The German route I have had a quick go, although I found there's some issues with the DBBR 114, that one of the scenarios I couldn't complete it because of the bugs. So obviously that's not a very good start. But hopefully Dovetail will get on to these and get them fixed fairly quickly. So I don't really know much about the Class 350s. I should have probably done my research before I started making this video, but I think it's a very similar to the Electro Stars. I'm not sure if it's a variant of them or not. I'm not sure. There's probably people who are watching this video who know much more than I do. But it's no, I don't think it is a variant. Maximum speed's 110 miles an hour on this train, presumably because it's overhead as opposed to third rail. Although for me, I prefer the third rail myself because it's a nicer view out the cab window rather than all this steel and wire. But again, there's a lot of people who seem to like the OLE, and that's fine. So we're heading out of northwest London. Our first stop will be Harrow and Wealdstone. The site of an infamous train crash, which I think it was in the 1950s. The three trains essentially collided, steam trains. A lot of people died. Again, off the top of my head, I can't remember the exact year, but it was a pretty dreadful occurrence. One of the worst disasters on in modern history for the railways. So have a quick look around the cab. I believe this is for monitors. I'm sure watching the Dovetail, these were for monitors. I don't know if that's for driver only operation. I gather they have guards on these services. I know you can do guard mode on this train and these services. But guard mode doesn't really interest me. I prefer to drive the train. That's what they bought the simulator for. But yeah, so I think this is where DOO monitors would have been, which it because the PIS is up here. So as long as they haven't got monitors, you can't really have DOO without looking out the window or getting out the cab. So I'm a big fan of having guards on trains. Yeah, most of them, the commuter routes around where I live, they are driver only operation, although there are a few with onboard supervisors, but they aren't safety trained, so they're not the same as guards, although it's nice to have someone on the train, obviously. And so we're up to 90 again, but we've got a 75 coming up. So there's a little point accelerating up to 90 to get back down to 75 just before the next station. Let's have a look around. I know we can see Wembley Stadium in the background. Somewhere along this route, there used to be a roundhouse. I think it was might have been near Euston or Camden, which is still there. The roundhouse, which I think must have been a BR building in one page, and it used to have a big sign around the outside of it that said, "Thank you, British Rail," from the roundhouse. I don't know if British Rail back in the days had funded it or given the building or what, I don't know, but it's an abiding memory of driving past it or being, as a passenger. So this is Wembley Central, I think, which is a pretty grim station if everybody's been there to go to the stadium. It's crowded, it's small, dark and dingy. I back up to 90, so we'll get up there. I've got about a mile or so to go before we need to start braking again. So we're due in at 46 at Harrow and Wealdstone. I hope if you're watching this and you've bought Train Sim World 5 that you're enjoying it and not been put off too much by some of the negativity around it. And if you haven't, do consider just downloading the free version, the base game. That means you'll be able to use all the current content and future content when it comes out. So you'll lose nothing, but you need to. I think it's something like the 17th of October. I think. Don't quote me on that, but it's somewhere around that. You need to have downloaded it by. But certainly doing that's worthwhile, because then you're guaranteed that future content will work, and there's some exciting stuff coming out over the next few months. Okay, so about 1 mile away, so we'll start putting the brake on. I'm not really over familiar with the strength of the brakes of these, but we'll start getting the speed down now. And it's a controller with steps on it, so I don't really understand why. Oh no, it's not. It's a variable brake. I beg your pardon. Whereas the Electro Stars, wrong way around. The Electro Stars have a step braking system, which is a little easier to kind of gauge how much you're braking with. So we're at sort of 50 miles an hour approaching the station. You want to be hitting the station platform ramp at sort of 25 miles an hour or so, no more than that ideally. It depends how many cars you're running as well, because sometimes the stop car markers for the shorter trains are halfway down the platform. You can get caught out quite easily. Oh, I thought I'd turn this off. I haven't. The stopping bit. Okay, we'll release the brakes a little bit. The brakes are not brilliant at low. They seem to sort of take a while for them to. Okay, we're not too bad. We're pretty much on time. So this is a morning rush hour train. Although I suspect it would be busier going the other way because this one's coming out of London rather than going into it. Okay, we'll close the doors on the left-hand side. Okay. Next stop, Watford Junction. Go back here. And we're up to 100. So we're on the down slow, which I'm not overly familiar with this route as a driver, but this will be this is the up and down. This is the up and down fast and the up and down slow. So the stopping services obviously are generally going to be on the slow lines, unless there's a diversions en route for engineering works or incidents, and all drivers will need to be qualified on both routes, so the very slow lines and the fast lines. So one of the things I always say in these videos, if you're sort of new to Train Sim World, is to try and play the game with the safety systems on, at least the AWS on this one, because it's very useful to know what the select signal is going to be. I mean, you can tell from the top right hand corner there, obviously, but that just a little reminder. I don't normally turn the DSD and the vigilance on, but you get more points for it, so it's probably worthwhile. But if you're racking up the points on this, but having the very minimum, having the AWS stroke TPWS is worthwhile. Okay, I'm coming into a 90 now, so I'll put the speed down a little bit. So I haven't got the Goblin line pack. I never got round to it. I wasn't really that bothered at the time. But this layers on. If you've got that, it will layer onto here. I'm not sure if there's any restrictions if you're playing on an 8th gen console, but certainly you'll get the London Overground services to Watford Junction, as well as obviously the Bakerloo line services that appear on here if you've got that. Okay, it should probably start slowing down a bit now. I've got 75 coming up for the station, Watford Junction. The thing about driving these trains is they're very good, but they've only got a freight service coming the way. Is that the view's a bit rubbish if you're looking out. You just got this little rectangle to look out of, unlike the Pendolino and some of the other trains where you've got a much more open view. Okay, let's put some brake in now because I've just realised we're going quite fast and we've got the station coming up on us. Okay, so we're coming to Watford Junction. I can confirm that it does look like this, pretty much, that big orange building on the left-hand side you come in. Okay, so Watford Junction. Quite a major interchange. You've got the, say, London Overground just here, plus all the fast services. Oh, there it was, just in the window there. Just missed it. Okay, so let's open the doors. So I did have a quick look around here the other day, but I can say that somewhere over here, I think it is. There's an overbridge. I think it might be a bit further back, but there's there's a car park which comes out of this bridge here, goes underneath the station and pops out over the other side. Yeah, I do recall one day walking from underneath there to get my car, and a van drove underneath it and then got stuck because it was a little too high. It's quite a narrow bridge. A narrow, yeah, but not quite the right word. Low bridge. That's what I'm looking for. A low bridge, and it was only a transit van, but it managed to wedge itself in there, and it was a hire van. So it was going to cost the chap a bit of money, I think, to hand that back, because they normally don't include roof damage cover when you hire a van out. Right. Okay. So the next station stop is Hemel Hempstead, my old hometown, as it turns out. So what happens here, normally we veer off to the right, where the slow lines go to, and then the fast lines off to the left. We go through a tunnel, and I can't remember the name of the tunnel, but it's a very long one. And it's 75 miles an hour through the tunnel. Although we won't be getting up to that, I don't think, before we reach it. So we're at 75 through the tunnel. Towards the tunnel, and then it's gone to 90. But we've got a 70 mile an hour out the other side, so we'll see what we can get up to. And I think this is why I'm not bothered about tunnels in railway simulators. They're quite boring being stuck in them. Okay, let's put some brake on here because we're gonna don't want to be speeding over. Oh, just didn't get there in time at the other side. There we go. So now this is where the two lines rejoin each other. And back up to 90. So we'll put a foot down a bit. We've got a 75 coming up before the next station. Well, it's not a stopping our stop, but it's Kings Langley station coming up next. And that there should be the M25, that bridge. Yeah, back up to 100 now. So looking around it looks quite detailed. I've not really see what works and what doesn't on these. A couple of scenarios where you AUX on and AUX off through using these and the pantograph and the rest of it, but the PIS, I don't think you can do much with it. If I can put the brakes, yeah, you can't even do the brakes when you just view the screen, that's all. And you can't really see it from here. Okay, so the next station we're going through will be Apsley. This is funny. He's got busier over the years. Apsley used to be a large paper mill. Oh, slow down a little bit. Which has long since gone. It's all houses. So the station's actually got quite a lot busier because of the paper mill being knocked down and the houses been put in its place by the canal, the Grand Union Canal, which runs through Apsley, Hemel Hempstead, Kings Langley, and up to Birmingham. Okay, so Hemel Hempstead coming up shortly. I'm not quite sure what that is for. That I don't know why. I just got two magnets. There's no speed restrictions. Oh, we're not going across we're not going across points or a junction or anything. So two magnets there for no apparent reason. Oh, I'm going to try and go in a bit faster. I'm just going a bit slow here. Maybe for the 60, but we're not crossing over, so the magnet shouldn't be firing up for that. And there's no signal, so I don't know why there's two AWS magnets for that bit. Bit of a mystery. Okay, so we're at Hemel Hempstead. As I say, my old hometown. So yeah, I've not been there for a little while, but that roundabout does exist. The Grand Union Canal runs along there, and there's a very nice pub. Well, it used to be a nice pub called the Fishery Inn just there. And there's it's like a Harvester restaurant just there or something like that. But yeah, not quite sure how much it looks like this now. Quite an uninspiring station, but that probably sums the town up, to be honest. A new town built in the 1950s, like a lot of them in the outskirts of London. Right, lock the doors. Okay, next station stop is Berkhamsted, which is about 3 miles from here. Yeah, I don't know if those magnets, that's something worth mentioning. I might do another run later and see if they still operate, because I couldn't see why they would be. And I have noticed on this route that there are a couple of places where there should be magnets, because there's been a speed restriction, a permanent speed restriction, which is more than a third, but there's no magnet for it. So I'll have to make a note, and then I could flag it up to Dovetail on the forums, and they can correct it at some point. It's not game changing, but it's one of those things that need to be addressed at some point. Yeah, I think the 60 would be crossing over here. There's probably a 60 limit across here, but we weren't crossing over, so I don't think that was anything to do with it. Yeah, so there's the 60s, but as I say, we weren't indicated to go across any of those. So there should be no magnets for a 60 when they're not being crossed over. So I look outside. Okay, we've got an 85 coming up. An 85 coming up in a moment, so we'll knock the power off. We're going uphill, so we might lose it between now and then. Maybe we won't. I'll give it a little bit of brake just to get it off. There we go. Oh, actually, this is our stop, isn't it? I better brake hard. I nearly missed it, and that's not concentrating. There we go. There we go, down in speed. That came up a little bit quicker than I thought it would. Let's get the speed off. So here we go. Sort of. Some of these platforms are a little bit shorter, and often the 4-car markers are not at the end, so you need to be stopping sooner. I don't want you to go sailing past them, which is not as bad as stopping shorts if you've got an 8-car and you stop at the 4-car marker, but nevertheless you try and stop at the correct markers. Okay, so the travelling public should be quite happy with this today, as we've managed to get on time again. Berkhamsted, yeah, nice little town. This car park looks quite new to me. I've not been to the railway station at Berkhamsted for a very long time. But yeah, another kind of generic railway station. So this is an older one because Berkhamsted is an older town. So right, okay, I'll shut the doors because we're about to leave. But the thing with this is the obviously in real life doors can shut 30 seconds before you leave. But if you try and shut them too early on this, it just tells you to reopen them again, which is a bit annoying. And every single set of doors on Trains and World seems to open and close at different speeds. All right, so our next stop and the final destination for this service is going to be Tring. And so far, no real issues. I'm not sure how busy this is. So this is 8 o'clock in the morning. I don't know how accurate. I know that people are saying the timetable's not very busy, and I don't know if that's something that they're addressing or it's something that's deliberate. I would have expected to see maybe a few more AI services on this. But I don't want to criticise and I don't actually know for sure. But I feel in the morning this is a very busy commuter route. Yeah, I would have thought there'd be more trains running up and down the slow lines at least because of the amount of commuters. What we've got, single yellow there, double yellow, there we go. So we need to start braking and make a significant brake application because the next signal is going to be a single yellow. I don't want to get tripped up approaching the station at too high a speed. Some of these signals might have TPWS, and if you go past them too fast or approach them too fast, not usually a single yellow, but certainly approaching a red, you will get tripped up. So there we go, single yellow, which will be into the station, I believe. So TPWS grids there approaching this red. If you were doing perhaps more than 40, 50 miles an hour, they might operate the grids and bring your train to a grinding halt. So we're actually outside the station at the moment. So I suspect there's probably a train already there. Oh, it's just stepped up. So we're into Tring now. Yeah, up to 30. Don't know point in going any faster than that. Oh, actually, bit further out than I thought. We'll make it 40. Okay, here we go, into Tring. Platform 4. The doors are going to be on the right hand side. Okay, that's us in Tring. What I'll do is, where's the DRA? There we go. Set the DRA and put it into neutral. And hopefully lock the doors. And a bit of rain's coming. Okay, and that brings us to the end of this journey from London Euston to Tring. Looks like we've got the we've got the platinum medal. So we did okay, and I think it was on time, which is quite unusual for me, and only a little bit of speeding. I hope you enjoyed this little Train Sim World 5 video. Thanks for watching, and thanks for coming back to me if you've not seen any of mine for quite a while. Hopefully doing a few more over the next few days and weeks. And once again, thanks very much, and have a great day. Bye now.